rest in peace. We're going to run this for a little bit. It's Nip Day, you feel me? Shout out to Cesar Chavez as well as his day. Shout out to Selena, rest in peace. We running that.
Shout out to Caesar, man.
Yeah, man. Welcome back to the Black Barbershop. It's your boy Gotti West. I got my nigga Ace Boogie up in here. We got some guests for y'all. Today, man, it's going to be a good show. But before we do start the show, before we do our shout-outs, I do want everybody to know that today is a Legends Day. It's the the death anniversary of our boy Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace, Nip. We really love you. Sending love to the family. Condolences always. We just want to make sure that everybody out there understand that Nip is a very, very pivotal, important person to this community when it comes to Los Angeles, South Central. We love you, Nip, and man, it's crazy to know that it's really a year. How you feel about that, Ace? It's a whole year. It's a year.
Oh man, I just said I told I wasn't gonna say but yeah, Nipsey is so detrimental in my grind, actually, and me being who I am and where I am today. Like, honestly, every day in barber school, getting on that bus, I was just beating Nipsey, that marathon.
Everybody had that.
It's not a race. It's a marathon. Like, that's what kept me going. Just knowing, like, bro, it don't matter where you at right now. Just keep pushing. Like, and I really feel like that got me to where I'm at right now. And 1 year ago today is one of the worst days of my life.
Man, I'm already knowing it's real. We all choked up here, but yeah, man, Nip, we love you. We finna give an introduction to two great people that's actually coming in and joining our show. We got my boy Will up in here from the Chill Will Show. Shout out to the Good News Radio application podcast. Download that. We a family out here. I hope y'all go tune in. Let them know when your show is and what you do, all that, man.
Sundays at 6. First of all, thank y'all for having me in, man. I just came in to chop it up on some regular stuff, but they asked me to be on the show, so I thoroughly appreciate y'all. But tune in Sundays at 6, man. I'm a therapist. We speaking of all things mental health, good, bad, all the reckless stuff,
Yeah, man, certified. He's a certified therapist. Make sure y'all tune in on Sundays. And then, I got to give a round of applause because we got somebody coming back. Y'all know y'all done heard of her before. She up in the stand. I'm going to give it to her right. She's a black queen, entrepreneur, out here with the whole master's thing going out. You feel me? Let them know who you is because they know who you is, who's been a listener from day one. What it do?
It's your girl Dynasty.
Hey.
Thank y'all for having me again.
You already know what it is. Let them know what you do, social media, what you got going as well. That's how we boom the show off.
Well, I dibs and dabs in a few little things, but I'm a high school counselor for Da Vinci Rise High School. I'm also a philanthropist, so I'm a founder of my own nonprofit. We provide free educational and career services to ages 5 to 18 in Los Angeles. Our physical locations are currently closed, of course, due to COVID-19. However, we are providing free online services to students, so they can check in at our Instagram at Dynasties with an S _ United Youth Association. They can also contact us at 323-306-2928.
Hey, I like how she said that COVID-19, a.k.a. the Rona, is out there.
Man.
It's out here, fucking us up, man. It really is, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, very professional. Shout out to Dynasty. She doing her thing. Make sure y'all do tune into her nonprofit. Donate as well, man. She just had her anniversary just go by the other day.
Yep.
She sent me a request. I ain't had no bread at the time. I still got to get at you when I get some money, though.
For
but,
what?
this COVID is out here, so I'm trying to get these bills paid. But yeah, man,
the Cash App is DUYA 6 years.
Yeah, make sure y'all go and send her some money. She's been doing this for 5 years now, right? Six. You know what? Shout out to 6 too, because it's what? It's Nipsey Hussle Day.
Exactly.
Neighborhood. I know the homies ain't gonna like that one, but neighborhood. But nah, man, for real, I really appreciate y'all. Very successful people in here. So booming off the show, we do want to start off with a segment. Who needs a lineup? It's been a lot of shit going on these days, right?
We starting off with that?
We gonna start off with who needs a lineup because there's so much shit going on.
You doing some different shit today?
I'm doing some different shit today.
Okay.
Nah, we really gonna start off with who needs a lineup because I really feel that live is crazy right now. How y'all feel about live? Instagram Live.
That's where
it's popping.
Especially when it comes to Duvall's and Boosie's.
Right.
Duval's and Boosie's live, man. That's
and my nigga Tory Lane's been going in lately too. Tory Lane's been having a little interesting live as well.
Because I don't really rock his music, I won't even be looking
Okay.
for him like that, so
nah, man, he's crazy. That nigga's funny as fuck, but
I seen that.
Yeah, he been doing some crazy shit on
What'd
live. He been having women actually twerking and sending them cash shots, but if they weak, he'll just take them off the screen. He got like his own little setup like everybody else. But
I think that's what got everybody wilding right now.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
honestly.
I think it started with Boosie, though.
Yeah, nah, it
Boosie's
did.
the pioneer. Yeah.
We done started with
It
Boosie.
did. That's why I said.
Put them pussy lips on live for $1,000.
So, depending on who you talking to,
Right.
he might need a lineup or he might not. You know what I'm saying? But when we got videos of, like, old girl
Yeah.
with kids in the background and you doing all that, like, how do you do that?
Can you let them know that
For
the
that reason
situation?
alone, you need a lineup.
Let them know what's going on with that situation, because I don't think most of our viewers have actually looked at that video.
Okay,
yet.
so it's a video of a girl, a woman. I don't know if she's a stripper or if she's not a stripper, but she put like a 4th of July sparkler in her vagina and set it on fire, and was doing a lot of little
bottle service sparkler,
a lot of little dancing and whatnot. So the cameraman did like a view of the room, and it's a woman in the corner with a baby in her hands and another small child in the same room while she's doing this. So
yeah, grandma holding the baby, another baby standing up, and she.
Honestly, that makes us look bad. Now that I think about it, that makes us look terrible.
It's beyond that.
That makes us look terrible. I mean, but
do you care about your pussy? Do you care about your kids?
Right.
Like, your pussy.
Do you care about the kids?
Like, god damn, like, it's a lot of different ways to go ahead and get popping online, and people showing how desperate you is. Like, it's not that deep.
But did Boosie start this?
So,
Boosie,
so this is what I'm gonna say. Boosie done started this, but it done went somewhere else. But go ahead. Well, you about to say
I was
something.
just gonna say he's not at fault.
Okay.
Right? So when you say who are we giving a lineup to? Are we giving a lineup to Boosie, or are we giving a lineup to that chick that did that?
I mean, we got,
because Boosie can't control what they do on the other end.
That's what I'm saying.
right, but I mean,
And he don't know
You
who
gotta
he's
think.
accepting when it comes to the live.
you got to think the actions that he got popping. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe, I mean, what was she doing it for?
But that's on her though. Like I open the door, it's on you to choose to walk through it or not.
Nah, that's facts.
You know, so Boosie may have opened the door for her, but you know, be cautious of what you're doing when you coming in it.
That's facts. But if we gonna pay homage to the people that came before us, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta hold them accountable for the shit that comes after too.
So what we doing with Boosie? We gonna give Boosie a lineup, or we gonna let him fade? And
I'm giving bro a lineup.
You gonna give him a lineup for the people, right?
Nah, he chilling. He good on my end.
You get okay. What about you, Dynasty? You want to give him a lineup?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so how you feel about Boosie being on live in general and what he's actually putting out like, as a material? Like, he's talking to women, telling them he's going to give them $1,000 putting their pussy lips on live and just his shenanigans. Would you give him a lineup, or would you let him pass? You think it's all entertainment, or you think he actually doing some detrimental shit to the community? How you feel about that?
Well, you already know I stick with the community, and I think about our women and how we're supposed to respect ourselves out here. But I'm not discrediting the women who do, you know, because I know the grind is real, and I know people live their life the way they do. So I'm going to have to give him the lineup on that one.
Hey, my nigga about to get a full fade.
Bro.
Hey, so guess what? I'm gonna give my nigga Boosie.
I mean, I understand it's
pass.
entertainment
Hey,
for some
I'm gonna give my
people.
nigga Boosie a pass.
Thank you.
And the reason why, I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm giving Boosie a pass. Boosie don't know no better. He an old nigga on live. He's just talking shit, and other people was taking that into consideration and doing the same thing. And people seeing that Boosie's blowing up from it, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like people could benefit from it. I think I see a lot of positive things too on live as well. Some people are actually having therapy moments. Some people are having real conversations that need to be had.
But you gotta think about what he's asking to be done, right?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Put your pussy lips on live.
And made a song about it.
At a time right now where people is not working.
And made a song about it.
But at the same token, you gotta understand what type of individual we working with.
Right, but before this, was he doing that?
He was in jail.
I'm saying before we was in quarantine.
Quarantine stuff. So
that's what I'm saying.
He bored trying to figure out like the rest of them.
Nah, he can get somebody to come in his living room and do that.
I mean,
honestly,
he could, but he trying to make it fun for everybody.
So it didn't change. It didn't change the situation.
Now,
it was maybe fun at first, but that video last night.
Yeah.
But we cannot.
There's nothing amusing about that when the cameraman does a little shot and then you see two kids and an old ass lady in the room while you doing this too.
That's 100% facts. But I can't put Boosie at fault because he's not in control of what that chick got going on. Like that's not Boosie.
Hey, he sound like you right now.
That's not Boosie's problem. Like
he sound like you right now.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Was our live going up like this? Was live going up like that before Boosie started what he's doing?
No, but at the same token, we was never in these times before, so everybody finna be on live chilling, figuring it out, and Boosie trying to figure this shit out too. And, you know, Boosie he had head case in his own right.
Yeah, so we gonna have a 2 and 2 on there. So I guess my nigga Boosie just gonna stay regular. Yeah. But right now we also gonna go into another question. When it comes to the shade room, we gonna see if the shade room needs a lineup, because I do have a question for y'all. Do you think that the information that they feed in our people is actually something that's positive, or is something that we need to know? Like, how do y'all feel about the shade room in general? If I can go into order, I'm gonna start off with Dynasty too, because I see her looking in the sky right now, so that means she got some things to say. How you feel about the shade room as a whole?
So I'm not really into social media, so that's why I haven't really seen some of their posts. But the posts that I have seen, it does make me think. Like, if I was outside looking in, I do think that they make our people not look so good. Mm-hmm. In a sense, we just sometimes look like we just don't have no morals, no values, and, you know, and things like that. But only reason why I do like the shade room when I see it is because of the entertainment. And then sometimes they post people that's like average people in the community. If they video stands out, they post them as well. So that's my reason for liking the shade room. But it's like a bittersweet situation, because it is just entertainment. Like, I don't look at them as like a news source. I look at them as entertainment.
I feel it. You want to go next, Will?
Oh yeah, they gotta go. I'm not for that.
You're not for it?
Only because I get what you're talking about in terms of, like, yeah, it's entertainment, but you don't have to compromise your integrity in order to be entertaining. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't at all. Share room is I understand, quote unquote, whatever the hell they is, right? A lot of misinformation be on that site. A lot of people be causing all type of mess, and a bunch of drama be going on that site and everything on. That's just not. That's a site just to, like, watch and have fun. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even call it a site, but that's just a page to just watch and have fun. But all the nonsense they be doing, the problems they be starting up, all the other stuff, and then they'll light the fire and then sit back and just watch it burn and watch everybody else do their thing.
And I like that you said that, though, because they really do that. They sit back and watch.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. They're gonna throw the rock at the crowd and just watch everybody else act the fool. And then when you point it at them, they're like, I ain't did it. I'm not good with that.
But I think a lot of people do that, though.
Absolutely.
It's like a movement. I think that's why they getting away with it. Because you do that. You see people do that, but then you got people that live their everyday lifestyle like that.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think it's part of, I think that we created that narrative. We participated in some type of way. Because everybody's doing it. If you want to be out there, if you want your information, you got to do something risky. You got to post something out of box. You got to cause commotion. Because if you ain't even causing, like, nowadays, it's not even about just getting positive feedback. Even, like, negative feedback make you pop.
It's just about who's doing it first.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we definitely encourage it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say, is it the way that they make us look? Or are we contributing to the way that we looking out here? Both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know about contributing.
No, because okay,
you got a point.
So I just think about a situation that just happened this past weekend, right?
Yeah.
Coronavirus is going around. We supposed to be in the house, self-quarantining. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be 6 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
Social distancing. We supposed to be practicing all that and whatnot.
52nd in Vermont.
54th and 4th.
54th. Yeah.
A 1-year-old birthday party. You know what I'm saying? And it gets shut down. The birthday party gets shut down, and then you got a video of us on the front line arguing with police, calling them bitches, saying they pussy, saying they can't fight. You get what I'm saying? But this is something that we know we not supposed to be doing at a time like this.
Yeah.
A 1-year-old birthday party.
Yeah.
The 1-year-old ain't even gonna remember this day. But y'all so adamant about, and that's what I'm saying. If they would have went into their mode and start slamming people and putting billy clubs on niggas' necks, then they would have been out of line.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
That's just one situation. You know what I'm saying? I think for the most part we do contribute to that.
But I think that's a human rights thing. I don't think that's more so of a race thing. I think that everybody is feeling like they are entitled to come outside and the government doesn't matter. Although they are hearing what's happening with the Rona, I just think that in general, people are going to do what they want to do. It just so happens that it was a large amount of African Americans at the time. And this probably was a party that was actually put out before the Rona was coming out. You know, the COVID-19 was actually at a small amount of numbers that wasn't relative to anybody thinking about it. So people were probably looking forward to this party. So it's like,
you saying when it was planned?
I'm speaking in reference to the party being planned before this situation occurred.
All type of people then canceled all type of shit.
And I get that. My whole thing is you got to understand that people that are in situations are educated differently as well. It's not just a black thing. That's what I'm saying. It's more of a human rights thing, because if you have other people of different races that feel like they should be out there, they're going to be out there. It's just not on TV. It's not out there on the front line like you just talked about. But I'm gonna just speak on this idea of the Shade Room being, you know, having to get a lineup. The only problem that I have with the Shade Room is the fact that they do promote too much negativity rather than the positivity. Because when it all comes down to it, if they're not...
it's called the Shade Room.
But you got to listen to this too. The idea of it being called the Shade Room is just the idea of having hardcore facts on things. They just stir up stuff like Will just said. It's like, just because... What's her name? B. Simone posted a picture and they seen the tattoos on the hands. They automatically seen that was the baby. That's irrelevant information to post onto the page. There's no shade there either. It's just irrelevant information so people can talk. The whole idea of that is, how about you go and find something that's really negative that can be information for us as well? You get me? The whole purpose to that too is...
Or how about, why are we so interested in who the fuck B. Simone is hugging in the picture?
But they make that. They promote that. They promote that as being something that is going into style. So that's why you have other off-brands like Hollywood Unlocked that embraces that same culture. My thing is, there should be a different culture set by a brand like the Shade Room being as big as it is. And I just think that black media is important. That's why I'm saying it shouldn't actually not be there. Like, they should have black media. No, everything isn't good news. It's just the idea that it's black owned by a woman. She's independent. I definitely understand that. But you can't put the things that are on there and make those the new trendy topics. You get me?
But you gotta think about the platforms that's set before them, right? That's just like TMZ.
There's no platform set before them in reference to an African American self-made company.
Right, but they might not be looking at African American. I'm saying that's just like TMZ coming out and reporting all positive shit. TMZ wouldn't be who they are if they was reporting positive shit.
But
they got to put the negative out there.
But it's from a versatile viewpoint, because you wouldn't see TMZ report on things that are irrelevant unless it's a live show. A live show is a conversation in which you don't have an opinion on. You're hearing other people's opinions, so it's entertaining to you rather than you having an opinion. But now if you hear the TMZ is not reporting on B. Simone with the baby.
And the thing is, though,
I don't think B. Simone she might not be big enough.
It's not.
I don't know who that is.
Thing is, like,
who the fuck is B. Simone?
We can't. It's like we can, but it says more about us than it says about them.
Okay.
Right? Because everything that they're putting out there is strategic.
Right.
Right? We're going to talk about this because we know our audience fucks with this, and we're going to bring this up, or we're going to stir it up just so we can get our likes and our comments. It's just clickbait thing, right? So this is their specific business strategy, and we're kind of falling for it.
Yeah.
You know, so it says more about us than about them, but when you have, you know, other news outlets who may be preaching a whole bunch of positive things going on, it's not as entertaining, right? So we're not so quick to go to it, but we understand that's a reliable source. I don't think a lot of people take the Shade Room like too serious, as if like this is my direct news outlet, but I think way more people just...
I follow the Shade Room. I definitely don't. I mean,
the Shade Room not just, CNN. I agree with that.
I'm bored. I need to crack some laughs or some shit, or... I need to stay up on the ratchet shit.
All right, so follow the question. What's your first source of media, and do you need a lineup for the media that you go to? What's your first source of media when you find out about information? Anybody that wants to go first.
My source of media is Google. So before Google, it was Ask Jeeves, you know, so... I feel like when I want to know if something is validated, I have to go to Google. And then Google is going to put up all of the top news articles or all this like solidified CNN or ABC or just all of the, you know, pages I'll be following that be probably not popping. But
that's that research paper strategy.
I go straight to Google just to make sure. Cause that's
I like how you clean that up.
What?
Google. Because Google could be mine too. But I find out my information first from Instagram.
Okay.
And then
exactly. That's
I research it.
Y'all gonna laugh at mine. Go
That's
ahead.
what I was just finna say.
Dynasty says she's not big on social media, so
Yeah.
she's probably right.
Yeah, that's the same with me. Like, you get the news from Instagram or social media. Okay, let me double back and see if this is legit or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with them. So sometimes 60% of the time I find out from social media, or somebody texts me what's on social media.
Right.
So that's the first like point of contact, and then from there I do my research. I don't like go follow the hashtags and do all of that. I'm like, let me go do this real quick.
Y'all gonna laugh at me. My source of information is Twitter, and I know I deserve a lineup.
Nah, not really.
You don't.
Because
platform, though.
It's still social media at the end of the day.
Right.
It's like us is Instagram, yours is Twitter. Some people may be Facebook.
And the reason why I choose Twitter a lot is for the idea that if more people is saying it, you know, like you see words, like people are actually saying it. They read an article or they seen something. It's like, damn, more people are saying it rather than Instagram just being a post that's reposted from the same one page. Yeah. It's kind of like, but yeah, that's mine. That's mine. And I think
that makes sense.
I deserve a lineup.
Broke it down.
Yeah, I think I deserve a lineup because if I know, like, if the Bleacher Report has one report, you don't see it on ESPN, you don't see it on NBA.
But most likely with sports, bro. If any of those major pages or outlets or reporting it, most likely it's true.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's just who got the story first.
Exactly.
They haven't reported it first. They haven't reported it yet. So if Bleacher Report, I believe Bleacher Report off top.
Yeah.
Nah, facts. So you know what? We're gonna leave on that note when it comes to who needs a lineup for the social media portion. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. So I know before, because my boy Will, he's actually gonna bounce out in a minute. I want him to dive into this conversation we're gonna have. So this is the question: if you're in love with somebody, but you both are in the beginning of your careers, who should get their career started first, the man or the woman? And this is the curveball for that question. And
I ain't gonna like my answer.
Yeah, and I'm gonna repeat that question again. If you're in love with somebody, but you both are in the beginning of your careers, who should get their career started first, the man or the woman? And the curveball to that question is, if you guys both have an apartment and you both have a regular job, who is the person who's going to take the L to get a second job and let the other person pursue their dream?
That ain't even a thought.
And it doesn't have to be. And it doesn't have to be a second job in general. It could be just the idea of you doing what you need to do to pay the bills while that person actually focus on their career. So who's open to having this conversation? Because I know some people is looking like I got an answer, but they got to think about it. So
I'm open to it.
Nah, mine's is simple. Like it really just it depends on a few factors. One, where y'all at in y'all careers? Like, am I like already like in the mix of it, like on the go, and you just smack dab in the beginning?
Y'all both in the beginning.
If we both there and both in the think it, then like I don't see no reason as to why they couldn't do it together.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's gonna be certain things in which both of them would have to sacrifice just because they in a relationship. Right, so we both are going to have to sacrifice something, whether it be time or space or whatever it is. But it should be no reason as to why they both couldn't really do it together. And then it also depends on what field are they doing it in. Like, are they doing it in total opposite fields? You know, if they're doing it in total opposite fields, then like, okay, cool. You know, it may be difficult, may not. If they're doing it in the same fields, it all depends on where it's at. But I don't see no reason why they couldn't do it together.
So these are good questions to ask. So just to answer those, because I know y'all might ask the same questions in your head. Let's just say this individual is going for education alone. It might be a bachelor's degree, and they are not able to work. They have to be a full-time student. But wages are on the table. Y'all both don't have anybody giving y'all money for income, so somebody has to bring the income in the household. Let's say both of you guys' goals is to get a bachelor's degree. Who is the person that's going to get that bachelor's degree first?
Do you have does that person who? It all depends on who. Like, for me, I know that no matter what, I have to work regardless.
I got you.
Right? So I don't mind putting my stuff on the back burner so you can go ahead and handle your business. Right? I have to continue to keep moving.
So what's your requirements for that individual that you're speaking of then?
If I'm putting my stuff on the back burner and I'm working, you need to go ahead and handle your business. Now, if I see that you're slacking, then we're going to have a conversation. You know, but if we could see how we could compromise to see if we both can do a little something, then it's all right, cool. But I'm not going to tell my girlfriend to sacrifice her dreams for the sake of me, because I'm not going to do that. as well. Like, don't expect me to sacrifice what I'm doing for the sake of the things that you want to do, because both of our stuff is there needed for us to be happy.
And honestly, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Who's to say that your dreams or your aspirations is more important than mine? Mm-hmm. What I was gonna say is whoever you is, that's who shit is more important at the time. I have a customer, right? He come in and get his hair cut. He wanted to go to barber school. Yeah. Right? His girl was already working in the shop, but she was unlicensed. Right? Yeah. So she decided I want to be licensed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go to school. So he bit the bullet. They got a small child. He bit the bullet, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna let her go to school. She already working in the shop, but I'm gonna let her go to school, get her thing. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm gonna work this little job. You know what I'm saying? But what about when she get done? Right? She start working in the shop. Now, the woman is the breadwinner.
Is that an issue? Okay.
No, it's not an issue. Right. That's an issue in so many different ways, depending on what type of guy you talking about, right?
Yeah. You said the woman. If the woman is
the breadwinner, depending on what type of guy you talking about, that's an issue in so many different ways, right? Mm-hmm. But just she get her paperwork and all that, right? I'm done with school. I got my license. I'm working at the shop. Now you're in barber school. You're broke. Our lives have changed dramatically. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? I'm making the money. I'm the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? It's. I feel like it's too risky because I feel like that other person can be gone.
I got you.
That other person can be gone, and look what you did. Yeah. You just took a major sacrifice on. You just put her dreams and aspirations before yours.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we gonna hear Dynasty response, and then if you guys can call in, we got the number is 323-900-0478, 323-900-0478. For those who are listening out there, we do have a chat box. Y'all can actually log into the chat box as a guest, and we can actually see your questions and whatever you have to say as well. So log in as a guest, ask questions, or you can call in 323-900-0478. But yeah, after this, Dynasty, how you feel about that? Who's going first and why?
I was sitting over here thinking, I had took some notes down because I was really thinking that it really depends on the person. Mm-hmm. So I feel that you have people that believe in conventional.
Oh, damn, though.
You got to call in. Let's see who this is. Calling in.
I just cut her off.
Dynasty off like that.
Hi, welcome to the Black Barbershop. It's your boy Gotti. Welcome to the Black Barbershop. Talk to us.
Hello.
Who am I speaking with?
Bryce and Jamila, bro. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? How y'all feel about this conversation and what y'all have to say about it?
It was interesting. We've been there.
And what type of situation have y'all been in, and what advice can y'all give our listeners?
Ooh. I think, it's subjective to what people's beliefs are, right? Like, we had a baby when I was fresh out of college. So he was the breadwinner, and he took care of us. But it was sacrifices that I had to make so that he can continue to flourish, to get to a space for me to be able to flourish.
And do you think that was a traditional mindset that you had, or is that just a selfless act that you had in you?
I think it's a little bit of both and a little bit of selfishness, too, because that gave me the opportunity to be with my kids. I mean, I could have grinded it out and went to school and really went after the career I wanted and tried to balance the two, but I would have missed out on a lot with my children. And he made that sacrifice for me to be able to be with them. So it depends on how you want to look at it.
So in y'all view, it worked out in a good term.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, no, we did. Like, at the end of the day, we've been together for a long time, as you know, bro. This is now, 7 years now. And being married too, right? So
you got to make the best sacrifices.
Yeah, and granted, we had small kids, so with that, it comes its own level of, okay, well, what's the best decision for this family, right? We're not talking about two individuals anymore, right? We're talking about us being a group and being a unit. But even back to when we were just dating, it is, we weighed the pros and cons, man. I mean, we kind of say, okay, what works best long term for the betterment of what we see. I mean, do we know where this relationship is going? Yeah. So if we're thinking that on that level, where do we want to be? Okay, then let's align to that plan, right? Like, as long as you guys are both collectively making decisions, it doesn't really matter who makes the sacrifice, right? As long as, but a clear conversation needs to be had on both parties.
And they need to know that both parties are going to make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yours is just going to be different from theirs, but it's going to happen. And then, in turn, the roles will switch. Now, I'm in my career, and Bryce is primary dad. I'm at work, and I'm calling like, hey, you got the kids? And I'm at work, like, damn, now I see what he was talking about because I want to be with them.
So how did you guys
do what I love?
How did you guys make sure and reassure each other that y'all both was, still in it and still sticking to the plan? Because I think a lot of times when you get in relationships, it's like you never know when somebody is thinking for self. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a selfish act could end everything. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with a relationship, it's like, I'm thinking about myself right now, and I want to do this. So this is going on, and I want to do this, and I feel like I should have this. How did you guys reassure each other that you guys were still on the same page?
Argument, bro. Argument. Argument, bro. Like,
you said argument?
Argument, bro. Yes, argument. Like, argument. I mean, not in the sense of like, the world could be in, but we had to have conversations.
We had to figure out how to communicate with one another.
Argument. You said that way, I said that argument, bro.
No, seriously, we did. We had to have a lot of conversations, and then I think it's also about you have to understand who you're fucking with from the beginning when you decide, I'm fucking with you.
That's important.
Like, is this a nigga you really can trust? And that's on both parties, like, is this somebody you really can rock with? Before this man was my husband, he was my best friend. Like, I knew he was 10 toes down no matter what. Like, he had my best interest at heart. I never questioned that. And vice versa. We've never given each other a reason to, and in times we felt like that was about to happen or, things just, we weren't seeing eye to eye, we had to argue and communicate and fight.
No, we
really wanted it.
We really appreciate the fact that y'all actually gave us like the layout for somebody who has children.
Right,
as well.
Yeah, y'all called together.
So
that's a dope dynamic.
So the principle of that shows that the communication and bond is strong. So we see that when you made that comment, Bryce, about the idea, it doesn't matter who goes first because you guys had a strategic plan. And by her sharing the idea that her mindset switched, that she became the primary person working, that gave us a real view on how everything actually could work out for a relationship like y'all. We really appreciate y'all calling in. We actually going to open the lines for more people, but thank y'all for calling. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, bro.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we gonna have Dynasty answer, and then we're gonna take some more phone calls before we go into our next topic of discussion.
Damn, though.
We got a hotline right now. Let's see who calling real quick.
Oh, they don't show the number. They calling private.
They calling today. Welcome to the Black Barbershop. It's your boy Gotti. What's going on, y'all?
Gotti, what up? This Henry. What up, man? How y'all doing?
Hey, man, we doing good, man. Our topic.
Who is this?
It's the boy Hendo.
It's Henry.
It's Hendo. What's the deal, man?
Hendo.
Hey.
What up, man?
Nothing,
I had to get
man.
out some comments and call in, man. What topic we at again?
Man, we had the topic of discussion on do the woman or the man go first when they have to choose who's going to start their career first? Who goes first?
Man, I'm gonna say this, man. I left school once I had kids. Once I had my son, right? So my girl could finish school, right?
Wow, I like.
Can
this.
you hear me?
Yeah, I like this. Go ahead.
So I left school, started working so my girl could finish her degree. Sat down with her dad, told her, hey, she's going to go back to school, get her degree. I'm going to get to work, right? So this is where it get kind of twisted. So I started working, got into my career for 5 years. She finished school and got that degree that I put off my degree for, right?
Yes, sir.
However, once she left school, we still great, we doing good. But when she left school, she did not follow that field of work.
Wow.
Ooh.
So 5 years later, I was put on I somewhat put my career on the back burner. And then I finally got into my actual career, which is, photography and things of that sort, being a creative. And for her, it was almost like, okay, where was the mistake made? You know, because now at that time she's the breadwinner, at times I'm the breadwinner, and there's not a clear trade-off of who could be up and who could be down at sometimes. But yeah, I feel like a man is able to put out a choice of who should go and pursue their career, but it ultimately comes down to who's more passionate and who's really dedicated to getting it done.
That's facts.
Don't waste no time.
Hey, I appreciate you sharing that, because the moral of that story is you was still out here doing as much as she was doing, and at the same time she was pursuing a career that she didn't do her full potential in. It's pretty much what was said from you. So that's kind of crazy to know that you were still able to meet the odds and the evens that you needed to meet for everything to work out in the household.
But you heard what he said. He said, don't waste no time.
Yeah, because you learned from that situation.
Don't waste no time
well.
on nobody. You can't do that.
And that's where I'm at with it. Like, for the most part, it's like, I feel like it would be easier and better for you to try to find, like, it takes a village to raise a child. Yeah.
Hey, Dynasty, tell him all women ain't like that either, though. Let him know, because he might not know that. Let him know. All women ain't like that, bro.
No. Nah, all women different.
Some of them gonna do what they say they gonna do.
Yeah. I can't speak for the ones who don't.
Ooh.
But nah, man, we really appreciate.
I'm gonna say.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say this though. Damn, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say, when it comes to supporting your spouse, right? Because this is what happens. It's another trade-off, right?
Yeah.
Say the man goes and pursues his dream. He wants to be a creative. He wants to be a rapper or singer or whatever, right? All these industries hit down points, right?
Facts.
No woman is gonna stay with a man who ain't got his finances right.
Facts.
It's rare. No matter how much you love each other. So that's another part of the puzzle. But I appreciate y'all taking my call.
Nah, man, appreciate you. Hey, shout out to my nigga Han. He just got like 3,000 retweets in like an hour, and then it's still going to this day. He probably in the millions now. But man, shout out your social media for some of our listeners out there too, man, because he's a real creative person out there. We're gonna have him on the show soon as well.
Man, thank y'all, man. Henry R. Jones II. I'm a photographer. I'm a black father. I'm heavily involved with my family. My Instagram is HEN5_RY.
Man,
yes,
appreciate you calling in, man, for real. That's love, man. But thanks you for sharing your opinion, because now we got two sides to this story.
Oh, yeah, switch it up for him. All right, y'all.
All right, man.
Bye.
All right, go.
Bro,
so ain't
no woman gonna stay with a man that ain't got his finances together? That's deep. Hey, that might be another topic.
Man.
That might be another topic.
And he really made a point with the idea that he was willing to give her the spotlight, and she didn't show up.
Nah, that happens a lot, bro. That happens a lot.
But now we did cut off Dynasty, so we do want to know what your opinion is on this topic, Dynasty. Please let us know.
Y'all came from every direction on this, so I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to speak from a perspective where there is no kids involved, because I don't really know how it would be if I had children.
Ooh,
so
it's tough.
But shout out to the people who doing it,
It is
shout
tough.
out to the people who doing it. I think that Bryson, is it Jamila or Jamila?
Yeah, Jamila.
Jamila, I think that they stated it perfectly well for that.
You know them?
So, no.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do, yeah.
He got it.
Okay,
does.
for sure.
I'm just shouting them out because I don't got nothing to say because I ain't never experienced it.
Righteous.
So I think I was just basically saying it just depends on the person. Like, I feel that some people engage in traditional and conventional relationships, and some people live unconventionally. So I live unconventionally. I feel that I pay attention to a person's morals, their principles, and their value, and then what their ultimate goal is. Based on that ultimate goal, it also depends on lifestyles, because if you're dealing with somebody that's just from a totally different lifestyle, like if you a rapper and you out here talking about, oh, fucking bitches getting money, that don't really go with me and what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? So that might just be a situationship,
Could it be that the way that you think is actually conventional and we just got away from the conventional way of thinking?
No, I think what I'm thinking is for my kids and people and what I got going on and what I'm trying to represent. You know what I mean? Because I feel like who you date is who you reflect. It's a reflection of yourself. When somebody see you on the street,
girl, listen.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Now it depends though. Like if I'm in media, if I'm in the industry, I think it'll be different. But if I'm working with kids and I'm trying to teach kids the opposite, it's contradicting to what I do. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it's nothing wrong against that person, but lifestyles is a problem.
You doing what you do, but you dating a rapper?
Dating a rapper.
So you can't date a rapper.
No, it would have to be a certain type of rapper.
He would have to be common.
Rapper like a J. Cole, a
Common.
Yeah, it can't be nobody out there that's just like, putting the wrong type of energy out there. That's really trying to help the people. So, and I'm not saying they won't
Can't
make
be
a song.
The Baby.
Oh no, but it'd be some handsome little rappers. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day,
Hey, Kendrick in the chat box, and he said this woman stayed with him, and pretty much he went from a lot of money to no money, and spent 1 year making the minimum, and she's still with him.
I would still be with him too. That's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on your goal, and when things happen, it gotta
Kendrick's
be somebody.
a good dude.
It gotta be somebody that really deal with you though. You know what I'm saying? I think if it's somebody I fuck with who fuck with me. That's just period.
Nah, that's real.
So that's the law of life.
If you down and you go through a period of time where you down,
but not that could fuck you over too though.
It could, but it also depends on the person though.
That's true.
And it also depends on the person. Cause if a guy gotta go do something and the money gonna be kind of funny, that means his pants gonna be kind of tight. Cool, right? I'm cool with that.
I like these little slogans she
But
got.
at the same time, it would just have to be a conversation. I just feel like you can literally be dating somebody, they can get in a car accident, now they can't walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's so many different circumstances. I think it got to be somebody that's your partner that's going to rock with you. And I feel like when things happen, y'all going to figure it out. If we look at all the people that have been together 20, 25 years, they figured it out. I don't think I have an answer. But I feel like somebody like me, I can't date somebody that's conventional. So if you looking for a girl that work 9 to 5 and then come home and then cook, clean and all that, that's cute, but that's not for me.
You know what? That's funny that you said that, because I don't know if you tuned into the show last week. We talked about the girl that said she don't want a 9 to 5 nigga.
So elaborate on that, because she's not able to know.
And what she was saying was, in that video, she said she don't want a 9 to 5 nigga. She said that she wants to, if she goes to her man and be like, I need some money, she wants him to go in the stash and get the money. Basically, she want a nigga that make fast money. A 9 to 5 nigga was not good enough to date her.
I wouldn't compare it to fast money, but I want to date somebody that's out here making moves. I want to date somebody that's out here trying to do something.
So the moves can be there, but can the money be absent? That's what we want to know. Can the money be absent?
Long.
What's too long?
So, you know what? Since you asked her that, let's ask her this too. And I know you said not too long, but I got a question for you too. When you meet somebody off top, do you know if you want to be with them or not sexually?
Sexually, yes. Be with them what's up? No.
But when it comes sexually, the whole purpose of that is when you see their finances, you see their outcome, you know how to actually pivot. I mean, you actually know how to get that point of view of if that's the right person for you, right? Have you ever led anybody on?
Yeah.
And what was your purpose in that? I'm only asking because these are follow-up questions on going back to the finances.
I think I led somebody on unintentionally because I just wasn't serious. So I was just being in my, I was just playing the role, So when I'm doing that, it's kind of like I just go with the flow, and I might be compromising somebody's feelings and not even knowing it because I'm just going with the flow. I'm in my zone,
I got you. So in that reference, because I was trying to, we tried to get more conversations on this, so I do want to ask that question. When women meet, because this is a general question, I want you to be able to give me some comments on that. Okay. When women meet men and they know he's a good man, why would they shut him out?
If they know he a good man?
They know he a good man. Why would they shut him out?
I think that it just depends on the woman. Some women believe in potential. And some girls be like, fuck potential. I don't give a fuck about no goddamn potential.
We talked about that.
Right. And then you got girls that's like, I got to figure it out. Like me, you got to be my friend for at least a year and hang out with me for me to even figure out if I'm going to even go there. Because, I'm not about to just be claiming something I don't know.
A year?
A year. My last relationships, I can put that on my life. It's always been a year of friendship in the beginning. Like I don't know if I've been blessed to have that, but I don't like rushing into anything.
So that,
wait, hold on. That's funny because we talked about that last week too.
Yeah, but that comes with strategic steps. You saying though, right?
You actually friend zoned the nigga that you actually got in a relationship with. You friend zoned him.
Technically, that's what I'm asking her. Is it strategic?
Friend zone him first?
Yeah. Do you think it's a friend zone?
They have to be friend zone first because I like to get to know a person.
Ooh.
I like to get to know a person, and some people may not believe it. I'm not a love.
That's a different point of view, huh?
That's a different point of view of what we've been hearing. This is a different point of view of what we've been hearing.
Because if you don't do that, when y'all relationship going through shambles, we're your foundation. Where you gonna go to?
But during that process of that friend zone,
that friend
and you're
zone.
attracted to that person, are you having sex with that person?
Usually in my situation, no.
Okay.
My situation, from my 2 past exes, the first year we were not physically active. And I do that strategically. Because somebody I really, really like, I make them wait. If it's somebody I just want to hit, I keep them around for what they're around for.
Right.
Oh, so what's the difference? Because that's what we trying to figure out.
Because that's what I was going to ask. Because I've heard this from
Right.
different conversations that, yeah, if you friend zoned or whatever, whatnot, it's just that I'm not having sex with you. But that don't mean I'm not having sex. So what it is what we was talking about was the good men get friend zoned and they wait in the wings and doing everything that they feel like they need to do to get this woman, but then all the while she's having relations and getting her fixed somewhere else by somebody that she know is not good for her.
Is that the friend buddy lover?
And that she's not going to be with, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's if we okay. So it depends on the situation, because if this guy was around before this new guy, then that's already I'm grown. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, but you know you're not gonna be with this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You know he's not good for you.
That's correct. But something else might be
That's
good.
correct.
So
You
the
heard
thing is, yeah, that's correct. But at the same time, I get where you coming from. But usually in my situation, a guy has already kind of been around. So when a new guy come around, I don't want to know who he fucking and what he got going on, because he gonna want to know what I got going on. I may not want to tell that all at the beginning. So I don't really ask those type of questions. I kind of the type of
I'm
girl
learning a lot of things.
Yeah, no, it just depends on the type of girl. Like, I just feel like if I don't know if I want to be that serious, I'm not about to be on you like that. I'll allow time heal and let it see itself, because I done seen guys that was around me and then they'll disappear for 2 years and they come back around and they still got the same feeling. So I just feel like it really just depends on the time, because sometimes it might be somebody you really feeling, but the time is never right. Let's say about them situations.
What would make the time not right?
But what about
what is not right for what's right?
No, that's the thing though. But if you think about it, right, since it's Nip Hustle Day, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
Nip Hustle Day, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I ain't gonna curse. I'm just playing. So basically what I'm saying is that when Nip Hustle said he talked about Lauren London, I remember previous interviews where he was already shouting her out before they even got together.
He manifested.
He manifested that, right?
Yeah.
He made that very, very clear.
Oh yeah, I've been in a
also
situation
talked
like that before, where you know what you want and you go after it.
But she also talked about how they could have been dated. So I feel like I even have somebody in my life that been around and we could have been did something, but it just seemed like it's not the right time. So it's hard to explain that. Like, I can be in my career doing what I'm doing. He could be doing what he's doing. Say if he just had a child. You know what I mean? Stuff just be happening sometimes, and it's just not the right time, and then you don't want to force it. I want what's for me to be for me.
But I like your perspective.
I mean, what's for you is going to
yeah.
be what's for you anyway,
Yeah,
right?
but I like her perspective, because what was said in that text message could have been incorporated that way as well. But the thing that we know from that text message that was sent out that we read, she was actually wanting to be a hoe, and she was trying to put that nigga on ice. That's really what happened. He asked her to be his, and she said, "You're not the person I want to be with right now, and I need to hoe. But you're a great person." That's pretty much what she said in that text message.
But she could have been lying all
But
the while.
nah,
just
but
to make him feel good.
but then we talk about that's how women are. She just said that all women are different. So at the perspective, we wouldn't know what her mentality was towards him. But we're gonna go into the next. We're gonna go into the next question, because the next question is very interesting, and I would like to hear your opinion. Can you date somebody who does not perform oral sex, and why not?
I'll let you go.
Nah, I'm a firm believer in you gotta look at your life and how you vision your life being. If you can vision a life without oral sex, then go ahead. I'm not one of them people.
No, I feel you.
So that doesn't make any sense for my life.
And I mean, the reason why this question is actually brought up as well is because we have couples out there who they don't per se say it, that they don't do it. It's just the idea that you might not be doing it enough. You might be doing a little bit, and baby might still be on horny mode, and she doing the full potential for you, and sometimes that's not fair, or it could be vice versa. So we out here trying to make sure that we let that majority rule out there that you need to grow up. I'm sorry, that's just a question for
But it's like this though.
For my people who have asked that question,
Now,
they wanted to know what would be the idea of you answering that and Dynasty answering that as well.
I'm gonna just keep it all the way 100, bro.
Go ahead.
For the most part, when we step out the house,
Yeah.
how many times do women get at you per day?
You saying for me?
Yeah.
0 right now.
0 for me too.
Yeah.
Now, most people might say, y'all niggas is ugly. But the reality of this shit is we would have to be in a certain situation looking like a certain type, or we would have to initiate contact with a woman in order for us to get that type of talk, right?
Yeah.
When these women leave the house, how many times you think they get at per day?
A lot.
So when you're in a relationship with a woman, you want to know that she wants to do certain things for you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
You want to know that she wants to do certain things for you. And it's because, realistically, bro, we don't get that type of action in the real world. We don't get that.
Man.
It's women out there that's willing to come into the situation and start doing that type of shit for you.
Yeah.
But you don't know who that is. You in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? I'm happy in my relationship, but it's like, I want to know that you want to give head.
Yeah.
I don't want to think that it's a job for you.
I got you.
And then when you do the job, I don't want it to be a half-ass job.
And that's really where I'm going with that, because some people need to hear that. What about you, Dynasty?
I think it's complicated because I seem to be always in situations where when I'm dating a guy, either they never did it before or they don't mess with it and they have done it before.
Niggas be lying.
So
I promise. Look, I just said that for the last 3 shows, bro. I don't know why men lie so fucking much. I promise you.
So,
I don't know why.
So basically, that's what happens with my situation, right? So I usually, I try to figure it out first, because I think that with me, I don't, involve myself in that type of activity. Unless this somebody who I'm actually dealing with, and I actually went to the doctor and I made sure we both was clear. Like, I'm big on paperwork. Like,
I got you.
The test is free. We got to handle that off top. But I do feel like once that's been done, we make sure everything is clear, then I feel like we grown and we going to do what we supposed to do. Now, if there's a guy that is, that's like, oh, well, that's not going to happen. And it's like, well, that's going to be a problem, because I feel like, throughout years, you got to keep your lifestyle kind of happy. You know what I mean? So you got to try different things. You got to be able to do different things. And if that partner is just not with it,
spice it up.
Yeah. I couldn't engage in that. I would just have to be honest. I would tell him I couldn't do it, because it's either because, no, really, we'll have to have a conversation. I've been in a situation like this where I had a conversation, and I was like, I didn't know how to start it off, but I'm like, hey, I'm promiscuous.
So we speaking to the men for you then, because you running into those type of men. Then you running into men they not doing their part, and you saying if it's somebody you really deal with, you would want them to do their part, pretty much, right?
My brother said, You don't give head, don't get into bed.
All right, so I do have another question. It's a follow-up question. We're not going to take this one too personal, because I think that one was a little personal for us. But I'm going to ask this question. Do you have to be in love?
Less personal.
Do you have to be in love to have raw sex? Do you think you have to be in love to have raw sex? No,
I thought we said less personal.
It's a general question. Do you think you need to be in love to have raw sex?
No. And that might be sad coming from me.
I think
I don't give a fuck.
Younger days, I think that you can you don't have to, but I feel like as you get older, it kind of gets played out. You got to just be a little bit more careful. Mm-hmm. I would say so. At this age, nah. I'm good.
What if you ain't out here really fucking around like that?
See, see, that's the thing. That's how stuff be happening, and people be like, "Oh, I thought it was this." Ain't no thought.
Yeah, because you might know, but you don't know about them.
Exactly.
That's the real reality.
Exactly. To that. Nah, you got to figure that out first.
I feel you.
All right, so a follow-up question, just to do a curveball in there, because I am asking about, do people should do that? Yeah, it's just a little curveball. When it comes to those out there, what advice would you give them when it comes down to having raw sex? Because we got some young listeners out there.
I think that, this might be weird, but I've been in a relationship where we use protection the entire time. And when I had told people that, people was very like, weary of me, or like, how did that happen? Like, how y'all stayed in the same house and that didn't happen? And I think from just experience, I have so many experiences where things didn't go so well, to where it scared me to where I'm like, nah, I'm good. So I think that I had a scare in my life to where I was like, I'm not doing it. So I feel like when I want to go somewhere in that level, I think that they both should go get tested so you can have a date, just in case. Because even though you go get tested, somebody can still do something wrong. You can catch something on the back end. But I feel like you should go get tested. Make sure you take care of your health. Your health is your wealth, period.
Facts.
So I think they should go get tested. And from there, as two adults, they need to have conversation, because it's not even just about that. It's also the cleanliness that come with that. You know, a lot of people don't clean themselves up properly when they finish. And then the bacteria, you know, as women, we get BV. You know what I mean? Like, we get all type of infections just for being human. You know what I mean? So I feel like the cleanliness, and then just really having a conversation and just being educated about what's going on, and then just know what you're getting yourself into. So if like if a girl get pregnant, no dude should be trying to play stupid about it like they do. You know what I mean? So that's something I think it just has to be.
We had a lot of conversations about that in the shop.
So I just think cleanliness and health is very important. I feel like you're going to have fun, but do it the right way.
What about you, Ace? What advice would you give them?
Man. I think my brother just said something interesting. He said raw sex is the trust factor. It has nothing to do with love at all.
Hey, I like that though. That's a different mindset.
And I think he's
he's right.
Right. Man, look, this is what I'm gonna say.
Oh shit. Hey man.
Wrap it up.
Hey.
That's my advice. Wrap it up. If you're dealing with multiple people, wrap it up.
Right,
if you're not dealing with multiple people, then if you feel like you got to go get tested and whatnot and all of that, then do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're dealing with multiple people, wrap it up. If you're dealing with one person that you fuck with, I feel like raw sex is just what you do.
This
like,
nigga
you know
Keith said the fun is in the wrist. He is crazy. But nah, my advice for those who are listening, I personally believe
Keith is a nut.
Yeah, Keith is a nut. But nah, this is my personal belief. If you guys are in love, and I'm gonna say this, or it could be, you know, you guys trust
but
each other.
what's love got to do with it?
I personally think that you need to really have a conversation on what are the consequences. That's really what I think it should be. What are the consequences? I'm not telling nobody not to have raw sex, but the consequences are very high. If you know that you're having raw sex and both of y'all living at home with no jobs, that's something to think about.
I feel like if you start questioning things about raw sex, then you got to start questioning about body counts and all type of shit. Like how many niggas you had sex with.
Yeah,
when was the last time you had sex? And then I feel like that's a little, I mean, I don't know.
I feel you. Because it does go to that. It goes to having those questions for you to find out history.
I got to get,
Go ahead and say it.
Nah, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you call it blessed, or I don't know if you niggas be like, all right, well, you know how to pick them or what. I never had that problem.
I feel you. So just to tell people out there, safe sex, because you don't want that latex. You better wear latex, right? That's just how it goes.
All right, just wrap up.
We're gonna put that out there.
And I think that ladies should buy their own condoms. Ladies should buy their own condoms, because guys,
like for the men, or no?
They need to just have their own.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
I agree with you, but as a man being raised by a woman, I was told never take a condom from a woman.
That's cool,
right?
Too.
That's what I'm saying. I heard that.
You can take it out the package. You can do what you got to do. I don't care about that, but I just feel like I've been in situations, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other females can attest. These dudes be like, "Oh, it's kind of late to go to the store," or "Won't you just let me put the head in?" I'm like, see, So I've been in a situation where people don't be wanting to use it on the first date.
And that's that truth, because it is niggas out there that do that. Because I know a few of y'all niggas. That's all I'm going to say. Because a few of y'all niggas do just try to put the head in. By the time you know it, you smacking cheeks. But nah, we going
stupid.
But nah, what we're going into as well is the conversation and discussion that we did have as an overall perspective. We wanted to know who would go first, and I didn't answer that question on a career path. Me personally, I really believe that the conversation needs to be had on who's contributing to what's the main factors during the process of somebody achieving their career. Because if we both have an apartment together and we're starting off our beginnings, and I know that I can contribute a little bit more if you do have a career, I would still want to know, are you able to contribute to whatever we need to contribute to just show me, like, some kind of, I would say it's like a trust factor. If I can see that you're still putting it into the pot, then I know that you're serious about you getting your career and me getting mine right after. Now, my situation is different because I do have kids. So in the reference that I listened to Bryce and Jamila, that would be my bet. I feel like once you have kids, that trust factor is there. For those that have different mindsets on that, it depends on who you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Because as we just heard, Henry had a different situation.
I think that's the number one answer.
The number one answer is that Henry said that you should put yourself first. I agree.
I think the number one answer is I do agree with putting yourself first, but I do agree with you got to know who you're dealing with too.
You do have to know who you're dealing with. So
you could be with somebody that you had a kid with, but if they've been constantly showing you that they've been fucking off and slacking off as far as when it comes to their career, because you do have situations like that too.
And it is possible for both of y'all to succeed together. Will said that. It's just the idea that you know that there are certain circumstances that somebody's going to have to take the L. Both of you cannot be in a situation to where the contribution to the household is going to be the same and y'all both are going for the same goals. Because sometimes those goals can be really big. Like if she's actually going to be a social worker, there's a lot of studying involved. If he's going to be, who knows, he might want to be a film director. There's going to be many hours that he's going to spend outside of the working district to contribute to him getting his hours in, getting his experience in. And the School of Experience is something that a lot of us have to contribute to when we're going into our career. I personally, in my perspective, and I'm going to be honest with you, I chose myself. And it was something that I wanted to do. And I spoke to my passion. And I think that that's what most people should do. If you're speaking to your passion, you have to put yourself first. Now, if you choose to come into that situation that I don't think most of you heard, Jamila said that she wanted to be a little selfish. She wanted to stay home. She wanted to be a mother. She wanted to be a parent. And she actually was able to stay home and not actually do as much as somebody else would be doing in these days. A lot of women are working 9 to 5, dropping off the kids for school at 8 o'clock, being home by 5 o'clock and picking those kids up from their grandma's house or from the after school programs, going home and making dinner, making sure the house is clean, putting the clothes up for the kids in the morning. Women do a lot. That's why us men, we do have to contribute. I think this perspective is something I'm trying to put out there because sometimes us as men, we're very selfish and don't see it. I like this topic because a lot of men, they don't realize that the reason why they choose themselves is because they want to be the breadwinner. Now, if you have a real woman in your life, that wouldn't be something that's actually going to be sticking out as much. As long as she knows what you're worth and what you can contribute to the household at your best, and you know that's what makes you a man. Money doesn't always make you a man. There's a lot of men out there making the most, and they're breadwinners, and they're not contributing to the household. So no matter how much money you bringing in, your girl is still annoyed and irritated because you're not washing clothes. You're not helping her with dishes. You're not dropping those kids off. You're sleeping too good, and you should be contributing to helping your kids with
That's
homework.
why I think it's important to do those type of things too, though.
Yeah, so I'm just calling. I'm putting that out there because as men, we have to step up in those areas. We have to help our kids with homework. We should be going to parent meetings instead of mom always going. So,
Facts.
So I'm only saying that in reference to sometimes women are doing a lot, and we think that we're doing a lot, and we're not.
We're doing a lot in other areas.
We're doing a lot in other areas, but then the idea of if you just seeing that you're a breadwinner, that might not always be just the only area. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, but usually...
you can speak on it. Go ahead.
I mean, what comes with being a breadwinner requires more work. I mean, usually.
I hear you.
It requires more work.
And that comes with
for the most part, I'm the breadwinner because, I make more money per hour, but I also work more hours.
I got you.
You get what I'm saying?
But what is your contribution to that? What is your contribution?
I feel like I can wash clothes. I wash dishes. I clean too.
So you okay then? That's my thing.
You know what I'm saying?
You okay?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
But we got conventional women that men want, right?
I mean,
spoke on that, right, Don?
Like niggas just sit on the couch and play PlayStation?
Sometimes they want conventional.
Break that down. What's a conventional? Yeah, break that down to
Conventional is just traditional relationships.
But speak on what those duties would contribute to.
I think women duties are mainly house duties.
Sex.
Facts.
And taking care of the kids.
But I think that's both people duties too. Sex is a two it's both ways.
Okay. And then for men, it's always a financial provider role. They don't play really too many other roles.
And the protection.
And the protection. And the security.
And okay.
Go on, Ace. Go on, let them know.
Right.
They provide the security, and I think they provide the stability.
On top of that, too.
If they're a good dude, because some dudes don't be that,
We in the same house.
So
Kirsten said having money is not enough.
When a nigga done been in the when a nigga done been in the same house, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm making sure your car washed. I'm making sure your oil is changed.
I agree with Kirsten because I feel like I've used to date guys not because of their money, but if they had it, I felt like I was doing good because I was dating somebody who had money and who was getting money. But then I noticed as I grew up, I started to sacrifice my integrity. And then some of the men to take advantage of me because they felt like they did X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I agree, like, money is really not enough. It comes with character because a lot of dudes that got money and that's really breaded, don't really be having good spirits, good souls, and they don't really have good character. They just be having money.
Because they not willing to sacrifice nothing
they
for the
money. They don't have to because too many people is messing with them for what they have.
Facts.
So they don't have to give a girl what they need. They just give basics, and if you basic, then you gonna chip on, you gonna take advantage of somebody that's tricky, But at the same time, when you do that though, at a point in time, depending on what type of dude, if they do lack character, they do lack morals, and they don't have no principles for themselves, you're going to end up compromising your integrity at the same time. Trying to mess with somebody that's getting money. Then sooner or later, they're going to be doing so much for you, they're going to be like, what you going to do for me? I need you to sign and get this car. I need you to sign on here. I need you to drive. I need you to go over here. I need you to do that. And then when you start saying no, they usually throw everything that they did for you in your face.
Right. And that's why I feel like we talked about this last week, and I said, you wanna be able to leave every situation not feeling crippled. And I think that's a cripple. When you get like people that's looking for somebody that got money just specifically to be with a nigga that got money, it's like, okay, you want to be with somebody that got money. Like the person that said she don't want no 9 to 5 nigga. Yeah. She want to be able to go to her nigga and he go in the stash and get that money, right? Yeah. But it's something that come with that.
Consequences.
Yeah, it's consequences that come with me going in my stash and going and getting some money for you to get with, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, and like whatever you want, you have to make sure you're that in return.
And you said you did what to those? You said when you was going for the money, what were you doing? Jeopardizing what?
My integrity.
Jeopardizing what?
My integrity.
I really got to think about that because I think that integrity comes a lot with that whole thing as well. Like,
because what do you do when nobody else is around? That's what integrity is about.
I mean, if that's your nigga, that ain't nobody business.
No, but it still can show in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, it shows in a lot of ways because I'm speaking from a man's point of view. I know that if I'm jeopardizing my integrity, and that comes with the idea of my woman not believing that I can bring money in, and she's like talking to me stupidly, and I'm just sitting there like stupid because she's bringing the bread in, I'm jeopardizing my integrity as well because she should be able to respect me if we have conversations about I'm not able to do this right now and I'm able to contribute later. So it's kind of like, I'm only saying that for men because as well, men do jeopardize their integrity some ways too, and they feel that that's the biggest portion of them being breadwinners, if that makes sense. If you're jeopardizing being the breadwinner, you're jeopardizing your integrity. But for most men, you have to know who you're dealing with, and that sometimes you do have to realize that women are going to believe in you too because they know your situation. I'm only saying that for some men who think that breadwinning is the only way for them to be loved by a woman as well. As you can see, women feel that they don't feel like they're appreciated when they're jeopardizing their integrity.
Realistically, that's how we judge, bro.
Facts.
Men are judged by
money,
by status, by where you at in life.
But I also see what I'm starting to see is a lot of good black men that are being breadwinners and that do have character and that do have morals, and sometimes they be with women that was with them at a certain part in their life, and then as they grow, that woman and him is not the same. So sometimes you
Oh my God.
Wait, hold on.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Applause because you speaking that real right now.
Wrap that up.
Speaking that real. But nah, man, we finna go into another segment. Does anybody want to have some closing remarks on that by any chance? Y'all good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so our next segment is gonna be Don't Mess My Cut Up. So I got 3 songs for you, my nigga Ace. We're gonna have Dynasty jump in too to see if she can help you. I think these is pretty easy too. You should get these, all right? You out here pulling out your Shazam app? My nigga pulling out his Shazam app or something.
Nah, what's up? Right. I'm on it.
All right, so the first...
Today, nip day.
Okay, so the first one. You ready?
Like fish and spaghetti.
I don't think you ready.
Come on.
I'm out here on a mission and I'm all alone.
Come on, man. Stop playing with me.
I'm far from where I'm going.
That's Nip. Come on.
Let's go. You know I had to do that in there. I had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
All right. She caught me red-handed banging on the bathroom door. Who is that?
I'm going to let her take this. It's too easy.
I'm really lost.
She lost. These are song lyrics. So I'm giving song lyrics, and you have to tell me the name of the song and who it is. She caught me red-handed banging on the bathroom door.
You got to know that.
You know this one because I know you heard it before.
You got to know that.
And matter of fact, just because you a newcomer, I'm going to sing it. She caught me red-handed, banging on the bathroom. Okay, boom. She got that. I had it.
I said, bro.
Yeah, she got that.
You have to put the voice on for that one.
Right.
You feel me? And just because we're going to throw another one in there, let's go it in there. This is for you, Dynasty. Let's see if you get this, because this is for the ladies.
Okay.
Do you believe me when I tell you the one I'm loving?
Ooh.
I'm in a hot seat.
Do you believe me when I tell you the one I'm loving? I know you. Come on.
No, I'm really lost though. No, I don't.
I don't want to sing this one because you should
know
these lyrics.
That was a tough one. You probably gotta say it how it said, bro.
I'm gonna say it how it said. Do you believe me when I tell you the one I'm loving?
Oh, that's 50?
You feel me? 21 questions.
Yeah.
You feel me? Okay.
I still was confused. I still didn't know the shit. I'm like, bro, you sound crazy on that motherfucker.
That nigga said, do you believe me? You tell me I'm loving.
That's why I was like, what's wrong with this nigga voice?
I had to do the 50 so she can get it.
Wow.
They got it. Kendrick said 50. He got it. Nah, that's what's up. So, I mean, just for us to go into wrapping up, before we wrap up, I know we had a few conversations about an event. Are you still throwing that event, Dynasty?
No, everything is postponed in terms of any type of events. Everything is postponed in terms of any type of events that's coming up. So we wouldn't know anything until the specialists on the news say anything about any dates moving forward. Because right now, nobody trusts even coming out.
I got
being around a lot of people.
That shit is crazy, ain't it?
Do you want to go a little bit more on what you're actually doing so that we can talk about that, or do you want to wait and come another time for that? Because I know right now, we did set this day up. Do you want to talk about what the event is including and involving, or you want to wait on that?
Oh, so the event was our annual event for the year 2020. So we usually have a community day at the Jim Gillian Recreational Park, which is located in the jungles, of course, where I grew up. So we were going to have a few vendors come out there and support the organization and to share resources and things like that. And then we were going to have, of course, people that's from the community come out and the students and families from our programming to come support the event. And it's basically to raise awareness, to build the credibility in our community, to become a household name, and to create a space in those type of environments where kids can come together and be safe and have fun. So that day is more about supporting that we are a grassroots organization, that we believe in what our stakeholders and community members have done to be dedicated to the work that we're doing, and that's just a day that we show everybody love. So the event, this is going to be the first time that DUIA was able to throw a free event. At first we were not at that point in time. We would charge pre-ticket sale tickets or whatever, but now we able to throw an event for free. So that's a different level to be able to have people come out and only have to pay for their food, because it is a fundraiser.
You rich too. I see you. She came in with the chinchilla on. Y'all ain't even see Dynasty.
Hey, for the jungles to be so notorious in LA,
yeah,
the jungles produce.
Nah, they really
It's
do.
a lot of people come out the jungles that's doing a lot of shit, bro.
The thing about the jungles is it's very authentic. A lot of people who grew up in the jungles, you grew up on a certain street in the jungles. You either grew up on August, you grew up on Stevely, you grew up on Gibraltar, you grew up on Palmwood, you grew up on Murfield. So usually when you say, if you're not considered a jungle baby, unless you got a family member that's from that area, you grew up on a certain type of block. If you came over there in high school, that's not you could be affiliated, but I would consider that a jungle baby. Jungle babies are people who were born and raised off the turf.
The real jungle babies, because I went to Dorsey High to speak on that, is park babies. You feel me? You got to be getting park money. If you ain't getting park money, you ain't a real
park
jungle
boys.
baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
I
my
wouldn't
niggas.
know anything about that.
Shout out to my park niggas though. Shout out to my nigga Zay. My nigga Zay did come on here too. You heard him? Man, he was wilding.
Yeah,
but he tore it up.
But nah,
I laugh at that nigga Instagram every single day.
Yeah, Zay is a character. But nah, what we finna do right now is go into takeaways. So if we can have the listeners out there take away anything that stood out to you personally, what would you have your takeaway be? Anybody would like to elaborate or start on that? If not, I could start, and then I'll have y'all go around.
You start.
You want me to start? Yeah. So my biggest takeaway is put yourself first and really know who you're dealing with. I know that those stood out for me because, man, I got some knowledge tonight. Whether you believe it or not, I was listening to my my co-hosts and listening to some of our guests, and they were speaking facts. Shout out to Will. You know, Will did have to step out like I told y'all. But no, what was said tonight was very informing. The fact that a lot of different point of views were said on our call-ins as well made me really open my mind to understanding that partnership comes with communication and comes with planning and being strategic with your partner and being open-minded. But don't count them to, you know, do everything for you. You do have to contribute. So both of you guys have to have that go-getter mentality. You get me? That's my takeaway though. I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna share that right around to my boy Ace.
I mean, not I told baby I wasn't gonna do that today. Yes, I think my takeaway is pay attention to the signs and the red and the flags. Whether it's the red flags, I feel like just like in relationships, there's red flags. In friendships, there's red flags. Pay attention to them. So when we talking about whether who career is supposed to go first, it's like I think I'm gonna go with one of our listeners and one of the people that called in. It really depends on who's showing the most ambition towards what they're going to. If you have to choose anything, who's showing the most ambition? Because I done been in a situation with somebody who said they wanted to do something and they was running around in circles, not getting nowhere with this shit. Until the nigga was just like, you know what? That dream is over. Fuck that.
And relying on you on the same time.
Exactly. Where nigga had to really tell her, like, you're not doing none of that. You're not never going to be that.
Yeah.
It's time to find something else to do because I didn't gave you that leeway to do what you need to do, and you're not doing that. Mm-hmm. So now it's time to find something else. Pay attention to the signs and the flags, bruh.
What's up, Dynasty? Because I know you're going to have it. You're going to close us out, right?
Yeah, I'm about to close this out. So, I was thinking, I'm going to speak from a person that's single. So I would say that just to piggyback off Ace in terms of like, I think you were talking about the whole watch the signs. Yeah. So be careful who you choose, you know, and that's very, very important. Don't let that person choose you. You choose the person. I think another thing with me is because I live kind of unconventional, and I feel like from my dating process and what I've been through, I feel like you got to be patient. I feel like sometimes people rush too fast. Some people judge people's situations and then don't even ask no questions to figure out what they concerns about.
Hold on, what they do?
They judge
and what they do?
They make assumptions
and they don't do what?
And they don't ask no questions. And then you'll start seeing odd behavior and you didn't even know that they was tripping. And it's like, yo, if you don't talk to me and tell me, I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna be able to acknowledge something. I don't read brains. So if I'm not treating you right, or if I'm not respecting you right, if I'm not doing something right, let me know. It's not okay for me to do certain things that make you feel uncomfortable.
I just want to say something too. I'm sorry to cut you off, but listen. Those men out there and those women out there, listen, because that's communication skills when it comes to relationships. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you good, because I think that need to be talked about, because communication is key. As me being a social worker, I have therapy with people all day. That's all I do is talk and listen to people. So I know how it feels when a person makes assumptions and they don't really know you. Like, a lot of people look at me as a career woman, so I come off intimidating to a lot of black males. I see a lot of insecurities in a lot of our black males because of that. And it's like, why do I have to dumb myself down? Why do I have to stop what I'm doing because you fall short? You know what I mean? It'll have you tripping out thinking you doing something wrong, when it really just need to be a conversation like, hey, Dynasty, I see that your career is a priority. How can I be the same? That's really what the question is about. It's not about which one come first, because if this was already first, you already know what it is. So I just think people need to be patient. People need to be optimistic. People need to leave their drama at the door. If you have not healed, do not jump into any type of commitment, dating, or relationship with nobody if you ain't healed yourself first, because nobody want to deal with that type of energy.
Can I ask a question?
First. Yes.
do you think that it's okay for you to get involved with somebody and for you to tell that person, well, I'm deeply, heavily involved in my career? Don't you think, like you telling somebody before, if they haven't healed from a past little situation, I think that goes the same for people that's overly involved in their careers. If you overly involved in your career, then you can't possibly be ready for a relationship. So let's just not do this.
No, I think I will, if I need to, because I've learned and I've been in that position where I did not, and I don't think that was cool of me. So this time I'm gonna do the right thing and compromise, and I'm gonna figure it out. But the person just got to make sense and be worth it. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So I've been on the other side where that was not right, and I did say that, and I wouldn't regret what I did, but I went past some opportunities because of that type of demeanor. And then now as I got older, I humbled myself. You know, I had
where you get your master's in social work at?
So USC.
Where you get your master's in social work at?
USC.
and you a grown ass what?
Woman.
I'm just letting you know, Ace, because you asking questions that for real women don't do, but this is a woman we talking to.
I mean, she said she did it before.
No, I'm saying women don't think like that. Women,
but she said she did it before.
I'm just saying women
don't like that before, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying women gotta change their mindset.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that women, a lot of us, and I wouldn't, because I've been there, we be so naive and we feel like we doing what we doing, so what?
Right.
But when you meet a real man and somebody really care about you, that's when you get checked. Somebody like that question. Somebody like that.
Hey, hold on. We're gonna take this call. Then we about to go off. We got 9 minutes. Let's see what they talk about real quick.
This topic is real.
Welcome to the Black Barbershop. It's your boy Gotti. How you doing today?
Hi, it's your girl Kirsten. How y'all doing?
Hey, Plank Girl, what's headed in?
I just had to call in because I agree with all the gems that Dynasty is dropping tonight. Okay, like she's speaking to my soul because she's saying everything I was saying. Ace can attest to that.
Nah, she is. My girl texting me right now saying I like her.
Number two, I slightly disagree with the healing part only because of my personal situation. There has been, like, the situation I'm in now in my relationship, I was not completely healed from certain things, but I also didn't jump into the relationship. We started off as, like, super friends, and we communicate a lot. Like, we're not the type of couple that, like, we don't argue. Like, we don't raise our voices or curse each other out or call each other out of our names. Like, we actually have to sit down and communicate, and that's something that I had to learn because I always felt like I had to be right because I was always the smart one in a relationship messing with dumb niggas. So dealing with a grown man was something completely different. But I think that it's okay to be with someone if you're in a healing process and it kind of happens to happen that way. And also if that person helps you to grow. If they're not continuing your growth, but they're playing on your strings as far as like because they know that you're in a healing process and they throw those things in your face, then yeah, that's probably like an unhealthy relationship to be in. But if someone is willing to help you and be that listening ear and kind of give you advice based off of experiences that they've had, and they kind of like help you to grow and help you in that healing process, and I think it's okay to kind of be in that relationship when it comes to that. So I think it's a case by case thing when it comes to that. When it comes to that type of thing.
I feel you. Moni said
but I do agree with her
Moni said she disagreed with you.
You shouldn't jump from thing to thing.
Nah, you shouldn't. And Moni said she disagreed with you. Y'all need to have a conversation about that.
Moni said, oh, yeah, we'll definitely have that conversation because I'm always in the studio right now. So, yeah.
Nah, we appreciate you calling in. Thank you. We really do appreciate you calling in. Have a good one. See you in a minute, too.
Bye.
All right. But yeah, man, tonight's show was popping. Welcome, thank you for coming out to the Black Barbershop. Man, make sure y'all tune in to Never Not Extras next. You feel me? And yeah, man, we really appreciate y'all tuning in. Have a good one. Ace, let them know. Let them know what it is. What today is?
Oh, today is Nip Day.
Nip Day. Make
sure
y'all bump some nip and make sure y'all just keep it. Keep that legacy alive though. But y'all have a good one though. Go on, the Black Barbershop.